Hey, what's happening, plebeians? Double D here, and my dog just walked out on me. Oh. Anywho, okay, so I know what you're all thinking, like all two of you. Where have I been? Well, I have been very busy and preoccupied beating Metal Gear Solid 5, and I finally did. I'm working on the review. I'm trying to make it more organized. I'm trying to put gameplay vids in there, and so on, because I want it to be actually good and not just me talking to a camera for like 15 minutes. You know, what I usually do. And that goes for a lot of my other videos. Like, this one I just decided to do because why not? I'm thinking about making it more edited so they'll be funnier and more entertaining, because I know listening to some fat guy talk about a movie or game for 10 minutes may not be the most interesting thing, so there it is. More to come in the future. So, Fear the Walking Dead. It just ended. I watched the final episode about, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, so this is pretty recent. So I am going to give my initial thoughts on the season. So a little bit of background information. I'm gonna do a full review of the entire Walking Dead, seasons 1 to 5. Probably, hopefully, sometime this week. But I'm not sure exactly when. But in general, I like the series. I think it's solid. I liked it enough to check out the spin-off series. So that's my thoughts on Walking Dead really quick. So this show, what did I think of it? I thought it was overall a very solid show. Not perfect, not horrible though, not even bad. I thought there were some good things, some very good things in it actually. And then there were some things that kind of got under my skin, which I'll talk about very soon as well. So, the story. The story is pretty cut and dry, honestly. It's basically the early days of the zombie apocalypse that we know, The Walking Dead. It's in the same universe as The Walking Dead. The zombie outbreak is just beginning, so it basically is just that. It's the military trying to contain it. They lock down neighborhoods, they occupy neighborhoods, and that's basically it. Honestly, there's not that much in terms of like the overall story. Where the show, so you might be asking yourself, if there's not that much story, if that's basically it, how do you do 6 episodes on something like that? And it really does come down to the characters, and there's a lot of character dilemmas in the show. So it's basically how the characters react and how they overcome obstacles during this time when they are, in this militarized, I don't know, safe zone, I guess I would call it. How do they survive? What do they do? What are some of the shenanigans they get into? That's basically the big part of the show. So, cast and characters. Let's discuss them. Okay, so the main character of the show is kind of hard to pinpoint right now. Is either Travis or Madison, and Travis is dating Madison. Travis has an ex-wife named Liza and a kid named Chris. Madison has, I thought of something, but I'm going to say it right after this. Madison has her own kids, Nick and Alicia. And yeah, I just came to the realization, this fucking show is like the Brady Bunch with fucking zombies in it. Yeah, fucking people coming together, all their kids are coming together. I don't know. I thought, it's the fucking Brady Bunch. So if you fucking watch the Brady Bunch on TV Land and you thought it needed more zombies in it, this is the show for you. Anywho, so those are the main cast of characters. So out of all of them, I would probably say Nick I like the most, just because this particular character was dealing with drug abuse, and I always thought it would be interesting if we saw a character deal with alcoholism, drug abuse, any type of withdrawal during the zombie apocalypse. I think that would be really interesting. Season, what was it? 4 or 5 of Walking Dead dealt with that with Bob. He was an alcoholic, but they didn't dive too much into it. So the fact that a main cast member has an addiction and has to withdraw from it during this time, I think is really interesting. So yeah, that's one character I really liked. The other ones, you know, they were serviceable. I really don't hate them. I don't love them. It's, yeah, they're all right. The only character I really didn't like was Daniel, the father, the Mexican family that tags along with them on their adventures. I thought he was a big douchebag, honestly. I know some people think he's a badass, and, you know, he's doing what he needs to, you know, help his family. I thought he was a complete dick. Okay, so in the show, he basically starts interrogating a soldier because a bunch of soldiers went into, not his house, I think it was Madison's house, and took his wife. And he manages to kidnap a soldier and starts torturing him. Okay, one, that particular soldier had nothing to do with the kidnapping of your wife. Like, when he's, like, torturing him, it's really uncomfortable, and it just, I hate the guy. The soldier was completely innocent. He was one of the few soldiers in the show that wasn't a complete and utter dick. At least, that's what I thought until the final episode. Apparently, in the final episode, they decided to make the soldier a dick and he wanted revenge or something. That was dumb. Gonna get into that in a few minutes, though. So yeah, he was interrogating the soldier, and I know it's supposed to show, you know, he's willing to do what he has to do to survive, to protect his family, but in the end, it just made him look like a complete and utter monster. Like, he wasn't likable at all after that. I know I'm probably in the minority, but honest to God, I really, like, again, in the end, when the soldier is out for revenge and he's pointing his gun at Daniel, I'm like, fucking kill him. Okay? I mean, I'm not one for violence or anything, even though I watch and play violent video games and whatever, but he really, I wanted to see him get his comeuppance, because I didn't think he was a protagonist. By the end of the show, I was kind of seeing him as the antagonist, besides the zombies. So, I didn't like him. I thought he was really unlikable. I don't know if that's what they were intending, but I just didn't like him. Okay, so, overall, those are the characters. Now, I am going to address pros and cons. I'm going to do pros first because I like to be optimistic like that. Okay, so pros of the show. I already talked about Nick's character. I really like that story arc. Again, as with The Walking Dead, the makeup design for the zombies is fucking phenomenal, especially for a TV show budget. It's great. I really love how the zombies look in these shows. But also, I like how the show is pretty slow, albeit. You know, in The Walking Dead, you're kind of used to, you know, a large body count in an episode or something big happening in an episode. Big things don't start happening in Fear of the Walking Dead until, like, maybe halfway into the season. It's definitely a slow start, and I like that, because it really does give us time to get to know these characters a little bit more, know, you know, the kind of tone that this show is trying to build, and it's a great change of pace from The Walking Dead. It definitely does give it its own identity, which is good. So yeah, that's another thing I liked. And yeah, those were just two things I really liked about the show. There's probably more, but I just can't really think of it right now. And I'm trying to make this video a little bit shorter than usual. Now the cons, there's only one major con I have with the show, and it's like, I cannot say it. It's an annoyance that I've had with any zombie related media for years, and that is villainizing the military. Why in every single zombie movie, TV show, game does the military have to be so antagonistic? And I know, if they were just doing, following orders, or, just following orders, kill this person because I was instructed to do so because we think they're infected. Honestly, okay. But when they're, like, when they're hitting on a teenage girl, treating the people in the neighborhood that they occupy, treating them like shit and ignoring their requests and thinking they're above them, why are they always portrayed as assholes? Honestly, the one guy who wasn't, and I said this before, was the guy being interrogated by Daniel. He was alright. He really wasn't antagonistic at all until the very last episode. But besides that, he was pretty chill. Like, I liked him. We see him a little bit for, I don't know, like an episode or two, and he's a nice guy. But then you have these other military guys who are complete and utter dicks. If Daniel was interrogating one of them, that would have been fine, because they would have had it coming. Because, again, they were made to be unlikable. So if he was interrogating, say, the general, I think it was the general, the guy who's playing golf in the street because he could, because he has power, great, that would have been fine. He would have got his comeuppance. But the overall military force was just so fucking unlikable. And I mean, the American in me doesn't like that, because, I mean, I fucking see soldiers as, personally, I don't mean for, turn a G.I. Joe rant over here or whatever. Soldiers are heroes. I always support our American troops. I don't like seeing them portrayed as villainous scumbags. I don't think that's very respectful, and honestly, I think it's kind of a dick move. So, that's my biggest gripe with the show. I just was really hoping that they would make the military not even just likable, but just not dicks. Because every single fucking thing with zombies does it now. And it's so annoying. So that's my biggest gripe. But overall, I'm going to wrap up this video on a positive note. Where the show's going right now, it looks like they're heading to a boat. And the second season is going to take place on water, I think. Or at least mostly on water. Which I think is a fantastic idea. I think there was one movie, Island of the Walking Dead or something like that, or maybe it was Diary of the Dead. I know there was one film that like took place on an island or something with zombies on it. But I really think this could be a great and original concept, and I look forward to seeing season 2. I really hope it's, they improve on their strengths and learn from their mistakes. So, yeah. So, I'm looking forward to it. Overall, the show is good. Nothing to write home about, but, I mean, at least compared to Season 4 Walking Dead, it was pretty good. So, yeah. That's it, guys. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. And, yeah. I hope you're having a nice day. Alright. Bye now.